maybe before we get started, I'd like to mention that I'm looking for ideas and suggestions for future classes. My goal is to eventually probably start repeating classes like Bill Crow does with his phone. By the time you get done painting the Golden Gate Bridge, it's time to start over painting it again. So we may do that, but in the meantime, I'd like to know your ideas, and if we have time at the end of the class today, we'll delve into that a little bit, like Google tools and other Windows things that are Windows related, but could be very helpful for all Windows users. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? Okay. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jim Cerny, and I'm a vice president of STUG, and I do these classes twice a month on basic Windows. And everybody is welcome. If you wish to invite a friend to have them try one of our classes, either mine or somebody else's on STUG, they're welcome to attend to try it, and then we twist their arm to become a member if they like it. That's our policy, right? But actually, anybody's welcome to try to see if they like what we offer at STUG, okay? What do we have here? Bernard DeFazio is coming on. And you're welcome to mute yourself, and please unmute yourself at any time if you have a question, okay? All right, let's get started. Our session today is going to be all about Windows security. And let me give you a little couple-minute history. Many years ago, you would buy a computer and it would have no security whatsoever on the computer. You'd buy a Windows computer, it had Windows, but the security or any...
University of Michigan, Justin Wolfers, guy that feels like Groundhog.
Okay, I guess she muted herself. I think Barb she mentions a couple times a bird in the background. Okay, so you bought a computer, it didn't have any security on it. And so these companies jumped in, various companies, there were nothing wrong with them, and you would buy and download their security virus protection package, is what it was, because viruses were getting in. And so Windows jumped on that, and they offered their free virus protection called Windows Defender. And it was just virus protection package. Now, the philosophy with virus protection is you need a virus protection package to be active on your computer today, all the time. You do not want to use a computer without an active virus protection program or app running on it. It runs in the background. You can access it and change your different settings and so forth, but you always need one running. So today, what happens if you purchase another virus protection program or security program or app, it will boot off or cancel and stop running the Windows security package that comes free with Windows. And then at some point you decide you don't want to pay or you no longer want your other security package, be it Avast or something like that, and you cancel it. You delete that app from your computer does not remain unprotected because the Windows will automatically put or start up their security app when you delete or remove another security app from your computer, okay? So you have a security app running all the time. Mine is Windows security, and that's the topic of today. What other security packages are people using? If you could unmute yourself and speak up, say what package that you're using is not a Windows package, what it is, do you pay for it, and how do you like it? Anybody?
Yes, Jim,
Yeah,
John. Yeah, you mentioned it. I use Avast, and it's their free downloadable program. And I like it very much. Seems to protect me pretty well. At least I haven't
good,
had any instances of difficulty.
good. We've had at Stuck, we've had a presentation by Avast. And at the time that they presented, they said that what they offer for free is exactly the same protection that they offer for payment. But if you do decide to pay them, you get options of different things that you would not get in the free package. But there's certainly nothing wrong with using Avast or any other package for free if you're happy with it. Does anybody else use anything else? Okay, let's move on then. To get to your Windows security, it's an app, and you can just use the search bar at the bottom left, which is what I will do, of your Windows screen, and I will enter in there Windows security.
Here it is.
And you can see that the apps show up here, and here's the Windows security app. And it has an arrow next to it, meaning that it probably contains more apps, but we're going to hit Windows security and see what happens. And we get this Windows security window and your security package at a glance. And what we're going to go through is each one of these options.
Good.
And if you have knowledge about it, I mean, I have used Windows security on my Windows computers for the last, I don't know, 10 years or so. I have never used any other security package. I have not had a problem. I have never had a message pop up, your security is at risk, you need to do this or that, other than a spam message being sent to me, of course. You get those spam things. So I'm not familiar with what other security packages offer, and I'm not too comfortable digging in to each one of these things in depth because I really don't do anything. I mean, I let it run and it tells me everything's okay. So long as everything's okay, there's no reason for me to get into this, okay? But we are going to try, and you're welcome to jump in anytime with a comment. This is the starting screen for security at a glance. What Windows has done is they took their virus and threat protection, which used to be, may also be continued to be called Windows Defender.
Yep.
And they made that as part of this package because they wanted to get a spectrum of things to offer you and things to do and let you be aware that they're doing these things. So they have this array of, what is it, 6 or 9 things that they offer at their security package. Now, these things down here, down the left, this is the virus and threat protection. This is the Microsoft account. They're the same things that you see here. Okay.
Hey, Jim, could you click on full screen so we don't see your backdrop, please?
Okay, let's do that. Is that
Thank
better?
you. Perfect, yes.
Sure. Let me see if I can when I'm trying to do this, I get a small window on the right side of my computer that has the people talking so I can see who's speaking. And I like that. And so I try to use 80% of the screen on the left and 10 or 15% on the right. I don't see because I want to see who's speaking, asking a question or whatever. But this is fine. We're good. Okay. So what happens when this is running in the background, you get these green check marks for the important stuff and no action is needed. And that's completely normal. And that's good. Now, you may have an app like, let's see. Well, let's take this one. It has a triangle with an exclamation point on it. which is a Windows way of telling you that this is a caution. Hey, wait a minute, you don't have this turned on, you know? And maybe that's a good thing, and maybe you don't want to turn it on. I do not have this browser control turned on, and it's giving me the offer to turn it on and use the Windows app and browser control, which I choose not to do. So if you get a yellow triangle, it means, hey, don't you want to do this? Don't you want to consider it? And if you've never gone into this before, the triangle may appear for using OneDrive. OneDrive is a backup provided by Microsoft that you can use to back up your computer and do other things. Okay. Let me take a sip here. Now, virus and threat protection, no action is needed. If we click on that, we get, there are no current threats. You can do a scan of your computer if you wish. Ryan, do you have a question?
Good. We found out what you know what you can do.
What?
You need to get up close to the walker, and you don't ever reach back. See, if you reach back when you get close, instead of ramming into this and plops, and you don't do that.
I'll just mute Brian there.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do a quick scan, and there are scan options. We can click that. And you can do a full scan, a quick scan. Scans are not done automatically. You have to trigger them. I do not use the scan options on Windows security. I do scans with other apps, okay? It tells you when the last scan was done. It was a quick scan. Gee, that was done yesterday and I didn't do it. It must have done it automatically. Or maybe it picked up the scan from the other tool I used to scan. You can custom scan. I wouldn't mess with any of this.
Why don't you use the full scan?
You can. There's nothing wrong with it. It tells you what it does, checks all files and running programs. It will take longer than an hour. So maybe if you feel like you want to do something like that and you have an hour, I think you can do other things in the background while the full scan is working. But I have not done that. It's a good question. Feel free to try it.
What do you use?
Well, I'll get to that at the end. I use two tools. I use Glary Utilities and I use CCleaner. They're both free and I use them to scan my computer. Okay, so let's go back to virus and threat protection. And you can manage your settings. All these options and all these settings you can do by asking Google what the setting is. You can also have a question and ask up here, have a question about your virus or threat protection stuff. But I don't do it. Like I said, I let it do its thing and I've never had a problem. I don't get into the details. And I apologize for that, for not having the knowledge that maybe you need me to share with you about, oh, you should use this option because blah, blah, blah. I just don't do it. I just let it do its thing. So I'm exposing you to it, and you're welcome to get on Google and ask questions about any one of these options or tools. Be sure to specify Windows security scan options or Windows security protection, whatever, when you ask your questions. Okay. So the virus and threat protection is working. And now we go to account protection. What is account protection? Well, this protects your Microsoft account. Do you have a Microsoft account? Do I have one? Yes. Do I use it? No. Huey mentioned that when you go to apps, you can go through the Microsoft App Store and you can get download free apps or whatever, but you can use your Microsoft account in that manner. So this protects your account. I don't know what it does or why your account would need protection from anybody else trying to get at or use your account. But I don't do anything with it, and the green check mark's always there. Oh, check on that. You can see Microsoft, you are not signed in with Microsoft. So I don't use Microsoft. Does anybody knowingly, are you actively using a Microsoft account? Anybody?
Well, yes. As far as I know, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's an account protection to protect your Microsoft account. Firewall and network protection. Well, no action needed. This, I don't know. I'm not clear what the difference is between firewall and network protection and virus and threat protection. I think virus and threat protection is constantly detecting if you have a virus, whereas the firewall and network is trying to prevent a virus from coming into your computer. And so that evidently they separated the two. So let's take a look at that. Their firewall is on, private network, domain network. You could be having your computer in a large family that has multiple computers, or you could be in a business setting that has multiple computers and you have your own network, or that would be a private network, which most people don't have. And a public network, that's when you get on another web browser and you want firewall protection to be on there. Okay. Occasionally you may have an application that you're trying to use that you can't use because you can't get it through the firewall, and you can allow specific apps to come through the firewall. I would not do that. I've never had to do that. Any app I've ever used or tried to use, it works just fine. Okay, so that's the firewall. App and browser control, as I said, I don't use this. So I don't know, or I have no knowledge about the settings. I just don't use. Does anybody use this or know that they use it? I think everybody's at the same level of knowledge that I have. So if you, please feel free to speak up if you have anything I'm not aware of. Device security, status and manage your hardware security features. If you have hardware that does have security part of it. I have no knowledge about any of this. Evidently, you can have a sophisticated piece of hardware connected to your computer, and for some reason it needs security on that device. Security that comes built into your device. But again, I get a green check mark, so I don't bother about it. Device and performance and health. Well, you see, no issues, so why bother? You can read about it.
If you back up on the security, don't people use the encryption if you're sending a secure email or something like that?
Could you ask that question again? I don't think I
The device
understand.
security where you had encryption. When would you use the encryption? Would that be like when you're trying to send a secure document or a secure email?
I do not use any encryption. Does anybody have any experience with encryption? No, I'm sorry. See, this is a laptop. Let's look at battery life. All it tells me is no issues. Okay, back home. And that was device performance and health. Family options. If you have teenagers or children and you wish to have some controls over, because there's never anybody using my computer but me, I do not set any controls. Back home, protection history. And I guess you could set some filters. I don't use this. And that's really about all I have to offer on this particular package. I'm not done with the class, but just the going through these things or what's there, you're free to ask Google any questions about any of these to see if you need it. Does anybody have questions about the Windows security package that I can't answer?
Jim, this is Barb. Device security on mine is turned off. It has that caution
Triangle?
sign. It has that caution sign. Would you
Yeah.
mind clicking on yours?
Device security?
Yeah, so I
Sure.
can see what I'm missing. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Now mine looks it's taking me to core isolation. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. It has a caution, maybe
I guess something isn't totally set up. I mean, I can talk to you after the class.
okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't have a caution, so evidently, if you look, there's little tiny check marks here, green check marks. So evidently it was turned on at some time and I left it alone. So, which is, all this is a good thing, you know, that I'm not proud of not having knowledge about all these things, but I'm glad I don't have to because it just works. Are there any other questions I can't answer? I wanted to cover this, but my word, you know, I've never gotten into it, never had to. So
Oh, it looks like the data encryption is this information on the computer, not if you're sending something.
right, I would assume that's true. Okay, let's go back. And I'm going to X out of this window. And that's Windows security. Now we still have a little time left, so I'm going to talk about two other things I use, CCleaner and Glary Utilities. There's also Revo Uninstaller, and these kinds of things are free, and what they do, they are not virus protection programs that are apps that are running all the time. They're installed on your computer and you run them when you want. And I use CCleaner and Glary Utilities to scan my computer instead of using the Windows security scan. Okay. So let's take a look at CCleaner. It's free. You can download it. When you go to download something on the internet, make sure you go to the website of the company that's offering the free utility. There are other companies in between that will offer to download it for you, but they will try to sell you their stuff as well. So let's open CCleaner. And I get this. It's the free issue. There's a lot you can do with it. Health check, you can scan your PC here, but I go to the custom clean, which is my default starting point for CCleaner. And you can check or uncheck whatever you want to clean on these things. And you just click Run Cleaner. And it says I need to close Google Chrome. I don't think I'll do that because I may lose you, so I'll say no. And then it's done. That's how long it takes. A couple of seconds. And then the cleaning is complete. And that's all I use it for. You can note that it's going to eliminate cookies and history, temporary internet files, because I click these things. I don't have clicked save passwords because I think I may need to save passwords in the future.
So when it cleans it, it gets rid of everything that you have checked?
It gets rid of everything that CCleaner thinks it should get rid of.
Everything in the checkbox or
Yes.
that are checked? Okay.
Yes, everything in the checkboxes. Okay,
So there's no reason you'd want to save any of those things. Is that what you're saying?
the ones I've checked, I see no reason that I would want to save them.
Okay.
If you have a question about anything, you could ask Google. I would say, using CCleaner, what is autocomplete form history? And ask Google that question, find out if it's something you want to leave checked or unchecked. But I don't use any of these other things. There's an updater for the driver. I use Glary Utilities for that. I'll show you that in a minute. But all I use the CCleaner for is to run a clean of my computer. And it only takes 3 seconds. Now there's other tools out there, not just CCleaner. I happen to use it and I'm showing you how I use it, but there's other things that do it as well. And one of the other ones is, X out of this, is Glary Utilities. It's not Gary Utilities, it's Glary with an L.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Okay. And it usually starts with the overview. I always go to one-click maintenance and check them all. And then I click scan for issues. I do not click automatically repair. I do not click shut down the PC when I'm done. It tells me it found some issues here. In the registry cleaner, I can click on it. I don't know why you'd ever want to do that because I don't know what it means anyway. Google Chrome needs to be closed. I'm going to say no. You would say yes, but I'm saying no so I don't lose you. Okay, that's usually how long it takes. And then I would click repair issues.
Does that solve the registry issues too?
Yeah. Registry cleaner.
So you just download those off the internet, the Glary Utilities and CCleaner?
Yes,
You
you can
don't
download them
download-
off the internet, but be careful, you're downloading the free version and that you're downloading it from the website that's offering the product, the app, not from a middleman website.
What is your URL for those websites?
I don't know. I can address that after class and get that to you.
Okay.
I think you could just do a search on it. We can try that if we have time at the end of the class, yeah. But here's another thing I use Glary Utilities for, is there is a software updater. And if I click that, they see the one here, that tells me something's there. And the first thing it tells me, I should do a rescan.
I think
Now it's
your
scanning
version,
my computer, looking for updates.
your version of Glary is outdated too, Jim, I think.
That's it.
Maybe that's what it's looking.
That's what it is. One update detected, Glary Utilities. And I can download the update
Hmm.
and it comes up to my download area up here, I think. There it is. And when it's done, I just click on it. And it takes me to the Glary site to install, yes. Will guide you through the installation, yes. Do I agree? Well, yeah. And I don't change the destination folder and I just continue. And click install. It'll create a desktop icon, but not a quick launch.
Hmm.
I don't want to run it again. I don't want to view the notes. And I finish. And I'm done. Oh, how did I get this?
Hmm.
Well, the Glary Utilities brought me online so I could do a download. Now, if I open up Glary Utilities again. Yes,
But
it's an ad.
oh, it tells you to buy it. No.
And I go to the software update again. And it tells me, oh, no, thanks for this. I rescan. And now I have no updates available. And there's no number.
Oh,
over
okay.
Jim,
Yeah,
a question. Do you know of a free driver updater that's reliable?
no, I do not.
Okay, thank you.
Huey, are you still on? Do you know about any driver updater?
There are some, but there's also some that you got to be very careful of. So I don't have a recommendation.
Thank you.
And really, since I guess I'm done early today, are there any questions about what we covered?
Yes,
Maybe I should show you the Revo Uninstaller. You can uninstall an app from Windows. You can uninstall an app using Glary Utilities. You can also uninstall an app using the Revo Uninstaller. So, any questions?
I just wanted to pipe in about antivirus software in that I've had occurrences where I've received a political email that I thought it was from a reliable source, and I click on it, and Avast caught it, and their screen popped up and said that it's something that it wasn't a virus. I can't remember what they called it, but I just deleted the email and didn't go any further with it. So I don't know whether it was going to install malware or whatever. But you know, every now and then I get that, and I'm glad that I've got the software. I would assume Windows Defender does the same.
I would assume so, but I've never gotten that from anything.
Okay.
Hey, Jim,
Thank you for bringing that up. Anybody else experiences?
I'd just like to ask you about Malwarebytes. I've been using that for a long time and it seems fine to me, but you're not using it and you're using Glary instead. Is it better?
I think it's fine too. I've never heard anything bad about it.
Okay.
Does anybody else, Huey, have your experience with Malwarebytes at all?
I do use it manually, that I will click it every once in a while, especially if I've gone to a website and I get a warning from something and I get out of it. I run Malwarebytes just to make sure nothing happened. But Malwarebytes is a real good checker. So if you're having a problem and you have a virus, something like Malwarebytes is real good at removing them. And but if you download it, make sure you get the free version, unless you want to pay for it.
Always be careful. Look for the free versions. Any other questions?
Yes, Jim, is there a free app on finding duplicate files so that you could eliminate duplicate files?
Windows, I think, has something built into it to search for duplicate files, but I'm not aware of them. Let's do a quick look at here and
We talked about that earlier with Diane, and there are programs out there that will search for duplicates. But the thing is, you might have more than one file with the same name in a different place, and it may be a different file. So you've got to be careful there.
well, I strongly back up Huey's things. You got to be careful there. So- Oh, my goodness. Hit the wrong button here. So there are tools out there to help you find duplicate files. Glary Utilities may do that. I don't know. I've never used it for that. Any other questions I can't answer?
Jim, when you have a time, could you send us the URL to get, because sometimes they'll give you all kinds of different things.
Let's look for
You
it
get
now.
the CCleaner and the Glary Utilities.
Let's take a look at that now. Okay, see, this is the top 10 website. That's not Glary Utilities. AVG free antivirus.
See, that's what it does. It gives you all kinds of.
Correct. You have to be careful. Let me make this a little bit smaller so I can use the sidebar here. Here we go. GlarySoft is the company. So here it is, www.glarysoft.com.
Okay.
Let's see what we would do. Let's go to downloads. Glary Utilities. See, I can't get.
At the top of that window, it says downloads.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, yeah, right here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I was covered up a little bit when I use Zoom, different things pop up. Download center, Glary Utilities. Right here, this is it.
Okay.
See, it says free tools on the right. I'm not sure if that's where it'll be, but it might be.
Oh, there. Free tool.
Well, again, there's probably another way to get to their free tools, one of which is Glary Utilities, yes. But this would download all of them, I think, maybe.
Yeah, scroll down. We can't see some of the things to the,
I know,
on the
I
very
can't
right
move it
side.
over because when I go up the top, I get the Zoom thing overlaps the top controls of my window. I can't get to it.
Yeah.
So I apologize.
Would it be the last one? No. Oh, you had it just now.
Oops. I can't move the window to get it down. Because I can't get to a blank area up here. Wait a minute.
Yeah, go between the plus sign and the minus sign at the top right.
I can't see that, Huey. You got Zoom overlapping it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
There it goes. Wait, I still can't get to it. Wait, maybe here.
Right there.
Ah, there we go. I could finally see a little tiny bit that didn't have a tab attached to it. So there we are. Yeah, I would download it right from here. And let's do CCleaner while we're at it. Free CCleaner download. Are these available through the Windows Store, Huey?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm clicking on this. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, click your magnifying glass to the right of where, there you go.
Usually I click on whatever I want on the list and it works. www.ccleaner.com. That looks like that's the website. You can watch some videos about how to use it. See, this is a middleman, download.cnet.com. It allows you to download it, but you're not using the CCleaner company website to do it. So I'd be a little careful. Okay, you get those, D, or got those two websites?
I think, you got Yahoo. Oh, no. It's www.ccleaner.com. And then
Yes.
I just go to download the free one. That's the
Correct.
thing. You will have to hit the free one. So there it is down there. Oh, which one? Oh, there it is. That top one? No.
Oh, it's free download. Enjoy CCleaner products. Let's see what they have here.
Can you find Revo or REV?
That was recommended to me by Mike Hutchinson of the Refurb Group. He uses that to remove apps.
Okay, so you're doing the cleaner for Windows, is that correct?
Yes, that you have Windows, right?
Right. I still have to put the Windows 11 on.
Well, for Windows, it'll work. It won't install the wrong one.
Oh.
get CCleaner Pro, I think that's one where you have to pay money.
Yes.
It does?
So be careful, you want the free one.
Jim, I like that Revo Uninstaller you were talking about because it seems to address registry issues very well too.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. Dee, did you get the information you need for CCleaner?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just that one you would do right there, the cleaner one for Windows, right?
I think you clean right here, click right here,
Oh, okay. V634.
download free version.
Okay.
I think that would be it. Okay, and John recommended the Revo. Take a look at that. It's free. Do you want this app to make changes to your device? Well, yes, otherwise it won't do anything.
We're not saying it. There you go.
Upgrade to Revo Uninstaller Pro, just $12.47. No, thank you. And here's all your apps.
The benefit of Revo Uninstaller as opposed to the uninstall built into Windows is sometimes when you use the one built into Windows, it leaves some files on your computer. They don't hurt anything, but they are there, and Revo will find all of those as well and delete them.
That's exactly what Mike Hutchinson said, why he does not use the Windows uninstaller, but uses Revo. Let's see what this Windows apps list.
Jim,
Loading all the apps for Windows, yeah.
Jim, I've also found that, for instance, I bought a new computer. It came with McAfee Antivirus, free 90 days or whatever. And I personally do not like McAfee. So if you try to uninstall it with a Windows uninstaller, it leaves certain items that might pop back up on your screen later on at a
Yes.
different time period to remind you that would you like to buy it. So what it does is apparently it goes into the registry, Revo Uninstaller, that is, and does a really good job of removing all that kind of stuff that would come back to haunt you later on. That's what I found.
Yes. Yeah, it's not unusual as you explained it, that you get a pop-up a month later that says you could be unprotected, you did not renew, whatever. And you don't want those ads. So Mike, Huey, and now John all recommend the Revo Uninstaller. So
But you have the Windows one up there. Where is the Revo one?
this is Revo.
Oh,
See,
but you have, I
I
see.
clicked on the Windows apps so that Revo, see right here, Revo
Mhm.
Uninstaller.
Oh, I see.
So the Revo is listing all the Windows apps that I have on my Windows computer.
Okay.
I don't know what any of these other things do. You can research it. But thank you, John, for your comments. I appreciate that. Are there any other questions? I want to do a quick thing at the end here if there's no more questions. Any other questions? Last chance. Okay, let me get out of this. What I want to do in future classes is I want to do an overview of Google products. You should all have a Google ID, a Gmail address. If you have a Gmail address, you have a Google account. And if you have a Google account, you have all these tools available to you free from Google. All these things. They are a wonderful wealth of information and tools to help you I'm just going to take a minute to point out some of them so you can think about it. If you'd like to have a class on any of these things, we can do that. Google Earth is a fantastic tool for exploring the Earth. I could do a whole hour on how to explore Google Earth. It's beautiful. Google Docs takes the place of Windows documents or Microsoft Word documents. Google Sheets takes the place of Excel sheets.
How
They
about
have-
the Google Teams meeting? Like you could come in on Google instead of Zoom. Isn't there a Google meeting?
Yes, there is. We don't use it.
Is that hard to use?
I have no idea. I've never used it.
Yeah, I
Although
had to get it. I had to get in on one of them, and I couldn't get my document in it that I wanted to show.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, we've always used Zoom with Stug, so I'm not familiar with other sharing a video applications. Photos, Google Photos will store all your photos for you. Google
I think Jim has frozen, at least for my,
Okay. It's time to close.
Yeah, can't be
oh, you're
reached.
back
Oh,
now.
here it
You were
is.
frozen for a little bit.
Okay, it was overloading the system. But on my drive, you can put any kind of folders and files you want on here. You can share them with other people. You can create a new Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Slideshow, use forms, and that's all from Google Drive. Get back
The only
to it
question
again
I
here.
have, won't Google use your information you put in their stuff there now? If you put your income taxes in there, would they be able to
Yeah.
access and use it?
I do it. I am not afraid of anybody getting into Google with a security breach. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen to any company.
Mhm.
Let me get back to these 9. If you see these 9 dots, that's Google applications. My contact list is on Google. And my contact list is all my contacts, whether I use my iPhone to call somebody, it still uses the same contact list, which is nice. So if you're interested in anything Google, look up any of these things, let me know, and maybe we'll do a class on it. And there's more. I mean, these are only what Google says is the most popular. Go to more, we get
Google Voice would be good. Is that where you could use a phone? Like now my phone doesn't work, so I have no phone.
you can get your own phone number from Google, free.
That's what I'd like.
I did that for a while, never used it, so it went away. After time, it expires if you don't use it, like 3 months, something like that.
That would be good for a backup.
Yes, yeah, it would. But you have to use it every once in a while, otherwise
Right,
Google will try to delete it for you.
Can we do that your next class?
No, I already have my next classes planned. If you would like to suggest that, which Google tool would you like me to teach? Please send me an email.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that goes for all of you. I probably would do an hour, just an overview of Google to give you a more closer idea of these different things that Google offers for free. The big advantage for Google with groups is you can save a file on Google Drive and you can share that file with other people. And you can give them permission to update it or not.
Mm.
And if somebody updates it, you know who updated it and when they updated it. So,
That's good, but doesn't OneDrive do the same thing?
probably. I don't use OneDrive. See, that's the problem with me as an instructor. I'm sharing what I know and what I use, and if I don't use it and I don't know about it, I can't really help you, because you'd have to research yourself. Okay, any questions? The next couple classes, let's see if I have them written down yet for me. Our next class is the 22nd of April, and we're going to be talking about the paint program. If you're not interested in using the paint program, you can skip the class, but paint comes free with Windows. And I have it right here. And you can do all kinds of things with the paint program, but it is not a photo editor program. You can do certain things with paint, and we'll cover a couple things that I use it for that are very, I think, pretty popular. But we're not going to get into using it a lot because people use other things like Adobe Photoshop, or actually editing photos right on Windows is pretty good. You can edit your photo using the Windows photo app and not use Paint. But Paint does have a couple of uses. We'll go through it quickly next time on the 22nd of April. And then if we have a chance at the end of the class and there's waning interest, we'll go into the Windows Photo Viewer program that you use to open up a photo on Windows. You can edit it there. You can crop it, do some different subtle changes. It's a pretty average photo editor. I wouldn't say it's a fantastic photo editor. If you're a professional photographer, you probably wouldn't use it. You use something else, but it comes in handy. So next one will be all about the paint program. This is Windows 11. Your paint program, go look at it before class. If you don't have Windows 11, it'll probably look a little different than this.
What's the name of the photo editor program you were referring to in Windows?
Well, if you get out of Paint, if you go to your File Explorer and go to Pictures, and you open up a picture, double click it, it opens
Right.
in the photo viewer program. Now, I don't know why they don't put the title bar up there and they tell you Windows Photo Editor. They don't. But here is all the tools you can use to play with your photograph.
Thank you.
And you can inquire about Google about all the different things. I don't use it, so I'm not familiar with all the tools, but it is pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, any other questions? Boy, we ended right on time after all. Isn't that terrific? Let's see if I scheduled the May. Yeah, I think for May. In May 13th, our class, I think we're going to talk about Windows Photos and using that Windows Photo Editor, which means I have to brush up on it because I don't use it that much. But we'll talk about photos and maybe talk about Google Photos as well. So if you're interested in using Windows Photos, then the class in May, that'd be May 13th, would be good for you. I'll put that in the schedule for classes.
Can you squeeze in the Google phone? How to set up the phone?
I'll make a note of that. Send me an email so I don't forget, okay?
Okay, I will.
It's not hard to set up. But you gotta use it, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you, Dee.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
John, you have a question?
One last one.
Yeah,
Is there any program that you all would recommend for automobile maintenance? So you can keep an accurate account of maintenance that you've done on your vehicles?
I don't know of any to do maintenance. I would always look at YouTube as to how to do something, but they would keep a record. I'd probably use a spreadsheet maybe to keep a record of what I've done in my car.
Like Excel, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay,
Or
Like if they-
notes if you have an Apple product.
I don't.
Well, spreadsheet works beautifully.
Got it. Thank
yeah.
you.
You make any columns you want, yeah. Any other questions? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. And I'm gonna end it for everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next class.
So long.
Thank you, Jim.
Another
Thank
great
you,
class. Thank you
Jim.
very much.
Thanks,
You're
Jim and
welcome.
Huey.